All right, let's move on, man. I didn't get a chance to talk about this because, it was kind of over the holidays and stuff, or I forgot to talk about this rather. Fat Joe disrespects foundational Black Americans. Fat Joe disrespects foundational Black Americans. Now, FBA is the abbreviated term for foundational Black Americans. Foundational Black Americans, that's a lineage. We are the Black Americans that were here before. There wouldn't be America without foundational Black Americans. We built America. We built the country. We were here. A lot of us were already here before. This is our land. This is our native land. So that's what it's descendants of slaves. The foundation to this country. Now let's talk about and let's watch what Fat Joe had to say, because Fat Joe, they've been lighting this dude up on social media, man, ever since this video dropped. And I'm playing it came from Math Hoffa's show, his podcast. Y'all give me a second to pull this up. So with Math Hoffa, and I don't know if he still has the video on his page, but this right here caused a lot of controversy. Now, I'm reporting the news. Shout out to Math Hoffa. Y'all go and make sure that you check out his channel. I don't want any strikes on here, but this is fair use. Fair use, by the way, fair use. Listen to this.
These rumors were made by radical Black racist.
Radical Black racist. Keep that in mind.
Let's just say that. Okay, it's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a Black guy that ain't down with them. Right. So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them,
which is false. He's talking about foundational Black Americans
who ain't Black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're gonna give them too much clout.
I mean,
the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the fuck.
Okay, yeah. See, now you're getting the cussing.
These broke niggas is.
He called us broke.
Fuck these broke niggas is. I'm just keeping it a buck, and that shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them? Like, your leader? Yo, man.
And he's talking about Tariq Nasheed right there.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop.
Okay. So in case you've been hiding under a rock, that was Fat Joe talking about FBA, Foundational Black American. Okay. So there's this whole narrative, and this all started when Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes were saying that hip hop came from Jamaica. Hip hop and Latinos, Black people and Latinos made hip hop 50-50, all this stuff. Let me tell you something. First off, hip hop was created by foundational Black Americans. Nothing more, nothing less. Was DJ Kool Herc Jamaican? Yes. But he came over to our country. He didn't create hip hop in Jamaica. He didn't create hip hop here. Hip hop was already here. The elements, he just helped put it together and call it hip hop. If you have not checked out the documentary, it is called Microphone Check. It's available on Blu-ray right now. You can go to microphonecheckmovie.com. That breaks down. That's the best hip hop documentary in the game because it goes past 1973 and it talks about the different elements that formed and how hip hop was created. Not what came after 1973. We're talking about what led to before that, the creation of hip hop. Black Americans, Puerto Ricans, Latinos were the first students of hip hop, but they did not create it. That's not being divisive. That's gatekeeping and saying what's ours, right? We created and invented country music, right? We created and invented rock and roll. Now, over the years, other cultures and other race groups added sauce and flavor in the mix. Shout out to them. Fat Joe, dope rapper. You know what I'm saying? People trying to, crash out on him now. Fat Joe had hits and a long-lasting career. But Fat Joe is sounding very kind of alt-white and kind of racist now. You know what I'm saying? Because him calling FBAs broke, these broke ninjas and all that, saying that we're broke, saying Black Americans, he's disrespecting Tupac, He's disrespecting Jay-Z, 50 Cent, all of his peers in rap. All of his peers, he's calling black people. See, and I want you to get this through your thick skull. Quit trying to categorize us into a radical group. This is a lineage. I can't help that I'm FBA. I was born into this. That means that you don't have any immigrants in your family. You are from America. Now, everybody originates from Africa, right? If you do your what's the thing? Ancestry.com, of course, I can trace my DNA back to Africa, right? But I can't tell you where my family originates from in Africa. I got DNA that traces to Nigeria, the Congo, different places like that. But that doesn't mean that that's my homeland. This is my homeland. And I'm giving y'all a little history lesson right here. Jamaicans and Haitians, they don't call themselves African Jamaicans, African Haitians, right? They call themselves Haitian, Jamaican, right? Like, so with us, the whole term African American, that's dead. We don't say that anymore. We say Black Americans, a foundation of Black Americans. Some say ADOS, American descendants of slaves, whatever the case may be. But we created hip hop. There wasn't no 50-50, and y'all been trying to hijack the culture. I've been seeing some very disparaging, disrespectful things said about FBAs and calling us a hate group and an organization. And let me tell you something. Tariq Nasheed is not our leader. Now, Tariq Nasheed coined the term foundational Black Americans, but he isn't a leader. A leader, you can't be a leader of a lineage. This is blood. You know who you're related to, your foundation. You can't be a leader of that. You can be a leader of an organization, but you can't, or a group or a clique or whatever. But he speaks out for foundational Black Americans. I speak out for foundational Black Americans. But this whole thing with him talking about y'all leader and all this other stuff is like, no, there's no leader. You can't be a leader of a lineage. That makes absolutely no sense, right? You can be a leader of a household, but foundational Black American is not a group. It's if you say a group, it's an ethnic group. It's an ethnicity, right? So, but how come every time we talk about ours, like people can be Puerto Rican, people can be Jamaican, whatever, but as soon as we say that we're foundational Black American, we're not saying that we're not African. We're not saying that, or we don't have African lineage. We're just saying, okay, that's Africa. Jamaicans don't say they need to go back to Africa. Haitians don't say that they need to go back to Africa, but we get told you're not really from America. You have no culture. Hip hop is our culture. Rock and roll is our culture. Different inventions. America is our culture. America wouldn't be America without foundational Black Americans. So that whole narrative of 50-50 hip hop and stuff like that, no. Now, we've had other race groups, like I said, Eminem came in and aced it. Big Pun, Fat Joe, different people. You got a lot of Mexicans that came in and been some shout out to High Power Entertainment, you know what I'm saying, all on the West Coast and things like that. But you can't take our culture away from us. If we just said we created it, that's what it is. Like, that's like me making a pizza, right? I take my time getting the ingredients, putting the sauce on there, the cheese, all the ingredients. I bake it. You're standing there watching me do it, right? You're standing there watching me make this pizza, and it comes out and it's all nice. The crust is just right. And man, you eat and it's real, real good. And you like, damn, man, how did you do that? And you're looking at it and you say, okay, those are the ingredients. Da, 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 da. Okay, bet. And you try to make it just like J Red did. No, you didn't create it. You were there to watch me do it. This is what Puerto Ricans and Latinos try to say that happened. Just because they were there and witnessed it means that they created it. Man, if y'all don't stop that, you said, Red, I look up and see what Angie Martinez and Fat Joe have said recently. I meant to peep that. You say, yeah. Look up to see I got to see what they said. But yeah, that's the thing, man. Like it's a lot of disrespect being thrown, and shame on Fat Joe. That's why a lot of people getting on his ass right now, because he pulled that fast one on us. That sounded very alt-white, talking about we're a radical hate group, that we hate anybody that's not FBA. That is not true at all. It's just that when people come over here, they treat us like we're less than and act like in their home countries they got it together, but they all over here and then want to call us divisive and stuff. It's like, no, you came to us in our homeland. We built this on our backs. Many of us have died, went through slavery, all of this. And all we're saying is to get our reparations, we have to understand that we are our own lineage, our own ethnic group. This is our nationality. It is America, American. We're foundational Black Americans. So y'all can stop the BS. For real, for real. Y'all can stop the BS. But yeah, I had to put that out there. Tariq Nasheed is not our leader. I follow Tariq and listen to a lot of what Tariq says. He coined the term foundational Black Americans, but you can't be a leader of a lineage. That makes zero sense. All right. So